Well, Sláinte for everyone on this glorious bank holiday weekend where we've had lots of sunshine, plenty of sunshine, and a little bit of rain today. But the bars are back open in Belfast. People can come and drink. It's a massive step forward in the in the fight for for pints. Everyone's up for getting out and having a wee drink. So, but good weather for it. Everyone's had a great weekend. So thank you very much. William, good to see you. Connor, yes. Robert, how are we? What do you want to move on, Robert? What do you want to move on? This is great crack. Stephen Quinn, how are we? Michael Caldwell, super. Jonathan Ramirez, hello. And Liam, yep, super. Listen, here, Jonathan Ramirez, take a hat off to you. I'm trying to make these little picture clues a lot harder, but you seem to have got that really quickly today. I thought I'd made it harder. I thought I'd like stump some people, but clearly not. You were all over it in a heartbeat. Chris, Brandon, Liam, how are we? Johnny Miller, good stuff. Good to see you. Ugly day down there. I'm so sorry, Peter. It had been. I mean, we actually had at one point hailstones and some snow. And it was really bad weather today. But the Friday, Saturday, Sunday has been great. I will do better next time, Jonathan. Don't worry about that. Good to see you, Andrew. How are we? Tommy, excellent. Yeah, so I actually thought I did all right. I mean, getting getting Nicolas Cage into something is just great. Is he not just like a legend? Some of his movies are absolutely brilliant. Cheesy, but brilliant. Dave Cummins, good to see you. So look, tonight we have a guest on from JJ McConnell's. Now we hope so anyway, because she's not arrived in the background. I wonder whether or not I've sent her a bum link. That could have been an issue. So hopefully Sarah is somewhere. Although she hasn't said that she's got an issue with it, so we'll see. Maybe she'll be here. In the meantime, I am representing. Look at that. That's a top and a half, isn't it? Look at that. Everyone wants that in the front of their top. Love it. Really great detail. Absolute brilliant detail. All in gold. Love it. And there's a wee bit of a running joke. People thought when I wore this top that I actually worked for McConnell's. That is not the case. They do not pay me. If they did, they'd have to pay me a hell of a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Can't really be taking sides at this point, Evening, Eric. How are we? Oh, good to see you. Brendan Carty jumping on here. Louise, hi. Evening to you too. And it has been a washout of a day, but who cares? Time to get some cocktails on the go. What did you make out? A McConnell's Whiskey Daisy cocktail. I noticed in your pictures it looked interesting. I just said it was going to be messy. Kit, you're quite right. I cannot be bought, not even for money. I mean, although if these guys want to like send me some product and I can just talk about Cadbury's all day long, I'll do that. Fuck whiskey, straight on to Cadbury's. No, I mean straight onto the chocolate. I'm all about the chocolate. I mean, if someone wants to like change my path, if we're going to scrap this whiskey bollocks, no, I mean, and stop talking about it, I'll happily move on to chocolate, And that I need this in my life, I noticed Sarah's maybe popping up back. Do you know what? She's in the backstage. I don't know if Pauline, how are you? I don't know if she's ready yet. She might be ready. I have no idea. Looks like she's had her hair done. That's cool. This time I can actually say, well done, you've had your hair done. Mark, good to see you. Mark, hope you're well. Actually, just Mark, when I have you there, you have an email with you this evening. Hopefully you get a good look at it, Mark. And yes, profanities, Robert, profanities. I am so sorry. I apologise. There's other good people who do other good shows, who do other things that they can talk about all day long. Maybe they don't use the F word or the P word or the some other words. But, you know, we're past the watershed. I don't know what it's like the watershed's like in Sweden. Maybe that doesn't start until 11 o'clock at night. I know it gets a wee bit rambunctious in the evenings in Sweden. But not too sure what time. So I'm sorry if I'm offending your little ears, Robert. Apologies for that. I love a good curly whirly, Liam. I do. How is Arizona, Pauline? That's what I want to know. How is Arizona? Please tell me you're having awesome weather also. A selection box would be great, wouldn't it? Here, let's just... How about I send out a selection box to everybody, Jonathan, and we just eat selection box sweeties and we just have a bit of crack about that. No need to talk about whiskey. Let's just talk about different chocolates. I'm up for that. Martin McShane, good to see you. Michael Matthews, evening also. How are you? Keeping well. And she'll bring Sarah in if she's ready. She can give me a wee thumb up. Yeah. Hopefully her microphone and everything else works. We'll see what happens. Welcome, Sarah. Let's do that.
Hey.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello. Does my microphone work? Sorry about that. It was a bit of a hustle to try to get on there.
It does.
But
You know, it works perfectly fine, and you've got the hair done, which is super. Yeah.
Well, I got it done on Friday. Oh, it's Saturday. This week's a bit weird. Yeah, I got it done on Saturday, and I felt like a new woman. So felt so new that I had to post about it on Instagram. So
yeah, okay. I mean, it makes you look. I mean, first of all, it makes you look 10 years younger. You know, actually makes you look human. I mean, you've not been looking human for the last year. I mean, it's actually tidied yourself up. I've actually, you know, fair play and
yeah,
no facial hair, which is really good. I mean, I know, like at the moment, this is coming on stronger. You know, from day zero. No, you're looking well, Sarah. You're doing grand.
Speaking of facial hair, whenever you took that beard off, you looked about 10 years younger. It was quite funny.
I know. I know it's harder looking. You know, it's harder looking 20 these days. You know, it really is harder looking 20. Listen, Pauline says it's hot as balls over in Arizona, and she wishes that she has Belfast weather all day. I'm not sure about that. I'll be honest. I mean, literally, Friday was lovely, Saturday was lovely, Sunday was good. Today, pissing wet, and I'm telling you, hailstones and snow in the same day with a little bit of sunshine. So it's just weird weather we get here. Really, really weird. We've got some chat in here, Sarah, just before we crack on with your beautiful whiskey, which I do have in front of me. Just you know, so we have some of this. You know, look at that, absolutely stunning bottle. I mean, it's just, you know, we'll talk about the bottle in a minute, but it is stunning, and I'm going to pour myself a wee glass. But you know, just to keep the chat going. Yep, Sarah apparently is not 3 wine glasses deep like she was the other night, and we'll talk about that. We will come on to that, Gareth. I'm glad you mentioned that because I wasn't going to mention it first of all. I wanted someone else to do it, so Gareth, thank you very much. Brandon's talking about the fact you've moved into the house and whether or not it's been painted already.
Wee bit. I had to actually wash the paint out of my hair before I got here because I'm still at my other house, still haven't moved in yet. I actually had to repack this so that it didn't look so bare because last time when I came on to the tasting on Friday,
it was
empty. Got some jip about the fact that I had an empty shelf and that I'd maybe drank all the whiskey, but I haven't drank all the whiskey.
Good. And I really like your wee barrel in the background. We'll talk about that also. So yeah, at least one of you get your hair done. Stephen Quinn, I'm going to take that as being, you know, playful banter. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to be hurt by the fact that you're talking about the fact that I've not had a haircut for now going on 16 months or something, whatever that is. Absolutely ridiculous. Make Sarah look taller. Your hair or are you talking about mine makes me look taller? I'm not too sure who you're saying, Michael. Get my hair done. Look, everyone's now cracking up. John Fleming's telling me to get my hair done. Listen, I haven't had time to even book into my hairstylist, you know. I don't go to a hairdresser or barbers. I go to a hairstylist. You know, he likes to style my hair. You know. Oh my god, Pauline, 100 degrees, 115 in July. That is hot, like. And I've been to Arizona. You know, I've been to Arizona. It is warm. Oh, Kier, there's my dad chipping in. Yo, what's happening? I'm sure you did when you shaved off your moustache. You had a moustache all my life until you shaved off your wedding. Fair play to you. And there's Wayne. How are we? Sarah, you're on tonight talking about McConnell's. There's nothing else to talk about, to be frank. We don't really need to talk about chocolate, and we don't need to talk about hairstyles. We are really here to talk about this beautiful whiskey. And look, you deserve to talk about it. You've done so much work recently, putting an effort in. Everyone knows who you are, really. And to be frank, if they didn't know who you are, they're kind of missing this whirlwind tour of off-licenses, bars, going online with all the YouTube stars of the day. You're speaking to everyone. It's not that they shouldn't know who you are. Am I right?
Yeah, well, not saying that. I mean, there is a lot more going on out there, but with everyone stuck at home, I do think that everyone's had an opportunity just to watch what's going on in the whiskey world a wee bit more than if they were out and if people weren't sitting at home. So, I mean, speaking of talking to everybody, I think yourself, I think your face is everywhere. If I don't see you at least once a day, then there's something wrong, Paul.
Oh no.
No. Oh no.
I may be breaking people's phones or something. The screen's maybe cracking. There's a time and a place for my face, and it generally is. Maybe Robert's making the point. Maybe it is after 8:00 at night, and the kids.
The time and the place for your face is whenever, like, you're cooking dinner and you put your phone, and that's exactly where I watch you every night. It just comes on. A little notification up on my Facebook is that Sláinte is live. I'm like, brilliant. It is interesting though, the amount of people and the amount of distilleries that you've brought in. So bravo to you.
Okay. Incredible. I mean, so far we're on episode 19 or something, but we've still got another 30, 40 to go or something. There's plenty. But there's a lot of people to talk to. I mean, the whiskey industry has loads of people to talk to, and lots of people have been involved in the festival, and that's why you're on tonight, so to discuss that. But I want to just pick up on the bottle. Let's start with the bottle.
Yeah.
Let's start with this absolutely brilliant bottle. So we've reverted back, and harking back. And as I showed everyone my jumper that I'm wearing tonight, showing off the trademark, showing off the absolute, the oldest whiskey brand in Ireland. Really, it's the oldest whiskey brand that was traded. And I think that it's a stunning bottle. But you brought back that label. It's similar but not the exact same as previous. You've split it up, you've given a dual labeling, and it really is fascinating, the history behind the actual brand itself. This remarkable date of 1776, a remarkable period of time, and for you to revisit that and bring it back, restore some of this legendary status that McConnell's had, I think is absolutely brilliant. But the bottle itself, I mean, are you aware? I mean, what was the idea behind the bottle? Because actually, an old bottle of McConnell's is straight up, straight down. With a cork.
Well, as you were saying about it being 1776, there's a lot of history to the brand, but a lot of the elements of the old bottle and the history we wanted to keep and bring through into the new product and under the new brand. So the label itself, is very similar to what you'd see on the original bottle of McConnell's. But there's obviously some differences, and the one you've pointed out is the shape of the bottle. And really, I know I've spoken about this before, but for anybody who doesn't know, the original bottle at the bottom here, where it says "Restoring the Legend," it used to say, they used to have little recommendations, and one of them was a medical doctor. And so as a bit of a hats off to that a medical doctor would have not prescribed but recommended the whiskey, is that we shape the bottle like a pill capsule. So if you see it here where it just indents here at the side, it's a bit like a penicillin or a paracetamol capsule, and that's the shape, and it's bespoke to McConnell's. Also with the badge here, which is the Belfast badge, and just to give a little bit of a hats off to the industrial city that Belfast is. Yeah. So I love this part of the bottle. It's very,
it's not a bit of paper. It's not a bit of paper, by the way. I mean, it's
no
glass.
Yeah, it's metal. Yeah, I've actually seen there's a few things you could do with these little badges. Would be quite interesting, just in the future. So definitely got my thinking cap on for that. But yeah, also other elements of the bottle you can see, at the cork itself. There's a lot of work has been under the cork here. So, and a lot of people don't actually pick up on it until you point it out. But even at the side there, it's the little trademark is etched into it.
Yes.
So yeah.
I see that as a tiny little etched in trademark. But it's a bit like the harp here, this idea that, you know, you can pluck the strings of the harp here.
Yeah.
That's quite
Well, that's it. It's like it is like the harp. So they're the strings of the harp, and then the harp is behind. So yeah, there is a lot of thought and effort went into the bottle, and it is because you know, we're wanting to put a lot of time. We want this product to be around for forever. Really, it is our staple product, and it will continue, and we'll have it in this bottle for our 5-year-old blend. So yeah, well, that's the bottle. That's the packaging, and the packaging's great. I mean, I have a lot of people say to me, especially when I'm talking to off licenses, is that it looks great for a gift. And if, you know, the tourism industry ever opens up again and people are coming to visit Belfast and visit our city, then, you know, it's the perfect gift to bring home. And also just for people who are from Belfast too, it's a great Father's Day gift and a great Christmas gift, and Mother's Day gift as well, because I love some whiskey and I'm a mother, so.
No, it's for everyone, to be frank. The bottom of the bottle is really interesting. It's got these like rigid lines, but I tell you something, it holds well. Yeah. There's some weight in the bottle. It's not flimsy. It doesn't just, you know, you've got a bottle in your hand, by the way. It's not like a wine bottle or normal whiskey bottle. It's much heavier. Like, actually, is it nearly double the weight of a normal bottle, because it's got such a weight at the base here. I mean, you can see how thick it is actually in the bottom also.
That's it. It means business, but it also means that it also means the bottle that goes to the States as well. You know, it's the 750 bottle is the same size. It just has a little bit less glass in it. So it whenever you see it and you hold it, you don't really know the difference. But funny enough, it's actually a little bit lighter.
Well, I've dropped this a couple of times. It's quite durable. It's a durable bottle. I've dropped it on its base a couple of times and it has not budged. I'm not purposely dropping it, by the way. That's just me being a wee bit clumsy after a couple. But it's definitely it's done well. People are saying that McConnell's, and who was that actually said it? Was it Connor? Yeah, McConnell's makes for a great medicine. Thus the pill the pill reference. But 42%. Let's talk about the liquid inside. 42%, 5-year-old blend. Yeah, and it says 5 years on the label. We're not mucking about here. It actually talks about the age and it wants to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It is an age statement blend, which, you know, you don't see that often, but it's 5 years old, and it will stay 5 years old even whenever we're, you know, making our own liquid in the future. It will continue to be a 5-year-old whiskey. So even once our own liquid is going through the stills, then we'll have to wait another 5 years before our product actually hits the shelves. So it's, you know, as I said before, it's the long game. You know, we're here for the long game. Although we have just this product out at the minute and it's our blend, we have loads of work to do, and we have other things that we are going to be able to present in the future, which is very exciting. And obviously we'll talk about that a wee bit more when we're talking about Belfast Whisky Week, which I'm very excited for. Good. Got my ticket and everything. Got my early bird ticket.
You did. You got an early bird ticket in here. Fair play to you. We'll talk about some tickets in a minute. But I think it's a very good whiskey, and it's very hard. You know, the world we live in, when we have so much choice of whiskey, there's a mass amount of choice, isn't there? But to have a bit of transparency, this idea of 5 years old, you've come out, and we don't need to go on about it tonight. You've come out and explained the component parts of that 5-year blend, and maybe how that might change going forward. But you know, we've got some real optimism around this brand. You know, we've got the ability now in Belfast to have a distillery specifically to Belfast. That's something that's progressing. You know, and as a brand that you will latch on to the new distillery, which should be happening up at the Crumlin Road Jail. Yes, and that's something which brings a lot of optimism for people here in Belfast. I think for so long, and look, there's no point in bringing back an old brand unless you're going to act upon it. Like I kind of feel that if people just leave it and, you know, just take an old name and throw it onto a bottle and then try and sell it to the punter, you're not doing either the punter any justice, but you're not doing the branding any justice. You're not doing the history, the legacy. You've actually come out on the label and you talk about, you know, how legendary the brand is, but you've also gone and talked about the guys who started it. So John and James McConnell, and what they did in order to create the brand. Distinctly, whiskey was spelt without an E, and back in 1776 that was the case, and that would have been the case for any brands actually over that 100-year period post that. You know, they would, you know, really E wasn't necessarily featured, so it's whiskey without an E, and it's great to see that continuously on the bottle. So we'll just point that out, that this is
one of the biggest conversation starters that I get whenever I'm out and about, because I mean, even whenever I'd started at the company, well, just before obviously I started with the company, and I had a conversation with Andrew, my partner, who actually introduced me really to McConnell's, and we'd sort of had a bit of a debate in the Duke of York about the E in whiskey, and we were saying, you know, why does McConnell's not have the E in whiskey? And genuinely, it's because it's such an old brand, and it never actually adopted it. So even before it did, the company wrapped up in 1930s, and they never introduced the E. So the idea behind that is, you know, why change it, and why not just honor the brand as what it was back in the 1900s. So I think it's great, and it definitely does start a conversation with a lot of people, especially Irish whiskey enthusiasts, who would definitely know that Irish whiskey is spelt with an E.
No, they do. Michael, I'm just going to pop these up now. So there's so many now coming through, which is great. So watch Story and Sips all day, and from early in the year, quite some discussion about Sarah's height. We've discussed Sarah's height. She's tall. She's very tall when she puts heels on. And actually, I had Lauren on from Bushmills the other day. I don't know if you watched it, Sarah, but
I did. Not
that we were talking about how small Lauren was, because that would be the you know, not the done thing. But we're actually talking about how when the two of you meet, there will be a slight difference in height.
Yeah. No, and I look forward. It's funny because I have a lot of sisters. I have 6 sisters. And my sister Jennifer is actually 5'2", and so whenever I'm wearing heels out, and she, you know, even when she's wearing heels, the height difference is incredible. So, that's actually one of my sisters there, Linda.
Well, that's why I put it up there. And you, sisterly love. She's throwing in some love hearts. Fair play to her. Look at this.
Yeah.
Come on, what's going on here?
Oh, there's another one.
It's a takeover. It's a takeover.
It's the Kennedy takeover.
Rosie, no sweat.
Yeah. That's it. I'm not actually that tall, Paul. You did say on the show that I was 6 foot. I just like to correct everybody here that I'm not. I'm actually only 5'9", but with heels on, maybe I'm pushing 6 foot.
Did I say 5'10" or 5'11" or something?
Well, 5'9.5". I'm not quite 5'10" just yet.
Listen, that's tall. I mean, yeah, that's tall. And we don't need to we don't need to harp on about it. There you go. I think Liam was talking about the functionality of the bottle. Could it be an ornament? Yes, of course. There you go. And Dave Cummins, 100%. I'm glad that you're filing your papers and just
another tall person.
He's very tall, isn't he? He's
very tall. Yes.
But yeah, good to see you when you come up, Dave. That'll be absolutely excellent. Thank you. Definitely get doing it. And look, yes, it really is important. I know that's your sister talking, but it's important that, you know, the whiskey has no gender. You know, there's no fences, there's no ceilings, there's no nothing, there's no barriers. So it'd be great if more people came on and just talked about whiskey, no matter where they're from and certainly what sex they are. But it's great, Sarah. But as a change, there's definitely a sea change. We're definitely noticing that there's a sea change in ambassador roles. People actually in the distilleries. So there's a big focus now on Helen up at Bushmills, Helen Holland. There has been a shift, a sea change, certainly in the last few years. So, of course, there is. And
a lot of northern brand ambassadors as well that are female. So I'm looking forward to getting out for a night out in Belfast with some of the girls and the fellas too. But it's nice to have a mix.
Listen, I don't mix. I don't socialise with anyone. So we're all right. Here, there's Lauren actually coming in to listen. No worries. I'm still licking my donut, whatever. And
Lauren's moved back to Belfast, which is great. You know, because I might actually get to see her.
I know. She's apparently I'm allowed to stay in the Oval Tower whenever I get smashed.
I'm jealous. Did you see your review? You put it on Instagram the other day, and I was like, whoa.
Paul, you're going out on a night out. Listen, if you need somewhere to crash, I mean, no bar.
Maybe do your next Sláinte series from Lauren's apartment, the background of the city.
I don't know what that. It'd be some. I don't know if it'd be a Sláinte series, but some sort of series. I'm not sure if I could call it Sláinte at that point. You know what I mean? What's the Irish for ambulance?
No clue. Terrible at Irish, but never even made it to GCSE Irish.
Roll on a night out after Belfast Whiskey. You know, I think I've said it before, and I said it at the very start of the show here, actually. Obviously, we're welcoming the opening of bars, and we've welcomed that this weekend.
Yeah.
Everyone has been, has taken the opportunity to do that. I hope that everyone has been sensible. I haven't seen all the pictures, I've seen some footage, but I'm hoping people have been sensible. I hope people are, understanding that this is something that we need to, that we need to be sensible, that we need to show that our behaviour is acceptable, and thus we keep Belfast a very safe place, and because look, we've got a festival here in the end of July. We want people, if they can travel, if they want to come, that they come to Belfast, that they take part in the festival. We're going to make it every opportunity to get people here, and let them take part, but we're not going to force people to. We're not going to tell them they have to, and that's why we're making it all virtual, and I think, Lauren, I'm sure you did. Anyway, Irish family as well. There you go. I have no idea, Gareth. I'm sure that no idea.
No clue.
Don't get a clue.
Is it Nina?
That's funny.
Is that Nina?
We've got some comedy, James. You're comical. I like that one.
And about Gareth as well. That's what Gareth was saying, Nina. But
is that what he meant?
Realised, yeah.
Nina. Oh, I get it now.
Slept in it, that one.
Spelled something in Irish. That's quite funny. That's actually quite funny.
Penny dropped.
There you go. Now, Kit Charles. Now, Kit, I've been forcing this issue with the company. I have been forcing the issue with the company. I will keep saying it to them. It would be good.
Maybe if I eventually get to meet Rita Ora, maybe I'll say to her.
I know.
We'll see.
It'd be great crack if she turned up. I actually said 100%. I think it'd be great. Launching some tequila here.
Actually, it's funny because I actually have a wee bottle of that there.
A wee bottle? They're big enough, like.
I love a it's not wee, but it's a normal size 70 cl bottle. Yeah. But I love a margarita, so that's why that's there.
There you go. Lauren's obviously looking forward to that day. So let's talk about Belfast Whiskey Week. Now, last year, the brand did really well, actually. We had a great session with McConnell's last year. We really appreciated them being involved. They came on board. We had a couple of ambassadors last year talking about the brand. And you know what? It was fun. We ended up having a comedy set as part of the McConnell's launch, and it was lovely. And we broke down the component parts. That's what we did last year. We broke down the component parts of the.
I tuned in. I had the box last year, so.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. We had a couple of nice cocktails, made by a local company down in. Now you'll remind me the name of the company, but they're based down in Europe.
Number seven.
I just can't remember if it's just called 7 or just number 7. So they made.
It's actually number 7 Duke Street is what you call the bar, but number 7 Cocktails is the cocktail brand. So.
And we did some bespoke cocktails with them, which was great, and I really appreciated that. So loved every minute of it. But you might do something completely different this year, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
Good.
Can I talk a wee bit about it? Can I?
You talk away.
Throw it out there. Yeah, so this year we want to do something a wee bit different, and that is, well, obviously I'll be on talking, which is great, hopefully. So we're going to do the 3 dram box. So we'll have 3 different different whiskies to present, and that will be the 5-year-old blend that everyone's tried and everybody loves. So we'll definitely be showcasing that. And then also we have 2 other quite exciting. One of them is an experiment, and the other one is just a release that we're going to bring out next year, or maybe the tail end of or the start of 2022. And that really is pending, distillery opening and pending, construction on the distillery, like what we can bring to the table before that. So the first one is a non-age statement blend that's going to be finished. We're not going to talk about exactly what it's finished just yet until we have the liquid ready to go for Belfast Whiskey Week, and then we don't know whether we'll keep it secret or whether we'll talk about it in the lead up to getting tickets sold. So it will be a blend, but it will be finished and it will be an experiment. It is just to show you what we can do and also to get some input from the people attending the festival on what they think of what we've done so far. And then the third one will be an age statement malt, and it's going to be an 18-year-old, but it won't be an 18-year-old just yet when the liquid that you'll be trying. So it will be 17-year-old really, and we aim to release that maybe next year. So yeah, it's exciting,
17-year-old Irish whiskey, yeah.
17-year-old malt, yeah. So
going out in the McConnell's box.
Yeah, going out in the McConnell's box.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, I swear to God. Swear to God. Swear on my hair. Swear on my new hair.
I can play. I'm going to just answer a couple of quick questions here. Tony Nicoletti, good evening, sir. And I don't know whereabouts in the States you are, but here, wow. Yeah, will it come to the States? Of course. And look, there's a couple of places that we're doing some work with in the States, and we're going to try and make it a lot easier and a lot more accessible for people around the world. So, the festival last year, we had people participating from all over America, South America, Australia, parts of Asia, most of Europe. So it's a very accessible festival. And Tony, let me know where you're from. Message me even privately, and we can have a good chat and we can talk about those kind of things. But yes, sure, why not? Would be the answer. Connor Winters clearly has just lost his head when you just talked about that, which is great. Fair play, Connor. Connor, we need to make this phone call happen. Phone me whenever you can, just whenever you can. Just phone me and we'll have this conversation. I still want to have that chat. Excellent. And Tony has replied. Well, that's good. There you go. Brendan's giving you high praise, Sarah. None of this bullshit from McConnell's would have happened if it wasn't for you. Wow.
Brendan's a legend. Thanks, Brendan.
He's just been honest. I mean, look, we all know that you've come in and put an effort in. And I did say that you have put an effort, and people really need to know who you are, because you're very active. You're a very active ambassador, and which is nice. It's nice to see. I mean, Brendan does nothing and talks nothing about his own brand at all.
Brendan's everywhere. Brendan's like the face of Irish whiskey in the north.
He's had too much airtime. It's just too much airtime. And there you go. Liam's asking a quick question. What is the latest on the distillery? I mean, I can give a quick update in terms of it went through Belfast City Council now, and that's all ticked off. So the local authority is two thumbs up for that. The historical part of it is also like this. The historical building people are like, yes, well done. And it's now left, I believe, am I right in saying it's now left with a government department who are talking to each other. The government departments are talking to each other, and that's the final kind of mess.
There's a few wee hurdles really to go through, but we like the planning that we got in March was sort of just the big, nearly popping the champagne, but we still have some hurdles to get through. And that what I really want to talk about is that we're still pushing forward for that. That's our end game, that's our goal. But while we're doing that, is we want to still be, talking about our blend, talking about new releases, getting involved in local festivals like this, but also festivals elsewhere. And having some online platforms has made that really possible, especially during COVID and non-travel. Like, it's been incredible the amount of people I've been able to speak to just online, that part of me thinks that maybe that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the restrictions. I maybe wouldn't have been able to travel as much as I have been virtually.
Yes.
But and you know yourself, Paul, like Belfast Whiskey Week last year was like, it was something that had never really been done before, and it was it really pulled it out of the bag. It was incredible. And it's it was around a time whenever people were just at the start of this, really, in the grand scheme of things, and it was incredible. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The Twitter was bouncing every single night, and Facebook was buzzing, and yeah, it was incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new format, which is a wee bit of the old and a wee bit of the new, but like McConnell's.
Yeah, I know. And do you know what? We went from a physical event of around about 500 people physically in 2019, which is still a hell of a lot of people. And then we went up and we jumped up to and around about 1,000 participants online. And again, half of them were from outside of Ireland, which is absolutely brilliant. This year, we want to see those numbers probably reaching about 1,500 participants. That would be absolutely brilliant. That'd be like the way for the festival to go. But I think just based on the effort that we've put in, we'd like to see that figure at least being 1,500, and we'd like to see lots of people around the world who can't maybe even just take part with the whiskey potentially. Maybe the country restrictions, restrictions on alcohol sales, but we would like to see them just participating in the actual festival itself. So we're 9 days. I was reading, actually, I'm going to call people out now because I had this conversation with a couple of my friends yesterday. I was getting very, very, very tetchy. So hopefully people listen to this and can make some sense of it. Belfast Whisky Week is a festival. It is 9 days long. It runs 2 simultaneous 12-hour sessions. Please try and do the maths with me, okay? So that's 24 hours a day for 9 days. That's how much content this festival has. It works out at approximately 70 plus whiskey tastings. It also has 50 other types of events, and that includes Q&A sessions, debates, music, comedy, food pairings. The list is endless. It's a festival. It lasts 9 days, 24 hours of content per day, 2 live streams, 12 hours each. Get that through to you. Those people who think that they have the biggest and the broadest festival on the planet, go ahead, keep saying that. That's mental. You have 9 hours of content, someone said. No. We have 200 plus hours of content. 200 plus of content that you physically anywhere in the world can tune into. Okay, and we're going to make that happen for anyone who wants to be involved. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be in Panama, and we know someone in Panama right now, but you could be in like Singapore. You could be in, Taiwan. You could be in any country, Russia. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be involved in this festival. I really don't care where you are. Get involved. Come and be involved. Be involved with all these different distilleries that we're working with. It's a very big festival. It's a massive platform, and it's huge. Do not be fooled by someone telling you that they have the biggest online virtual whiskey festival with 9 hours of content and 0 alcohol, 0 whiskey, and potentially, I think we might have the largest whiskey tasting at one point. We have at one session which will be for 250 people specifically. That's 250 people around the world drinking the 1, 2, 3 whiskies. That's a big session. Do you know what I mean? And I think people have maybe missed the strap line here. This is a festival. Sorry, sir, if I'm just harping on here. This is a festival. 200 plus hours of content.
Plus, it's Belfast too.
Belfast. It's all about the crack. It's all Belfast. Not it's all
about the crack.
People just need to wise up and have a bit of fun. Come and enjoy the festival. So if people are watching this and listening to this, I know like thousands of people watch these little Sláinte episodes on it. Once they've gone out. Great. Make sure you've listened to that little bit, because actually from now on, all PR is now going to be devoted to making sure people understand what this festival's about, because we haven't done any PR, and it's been down to the supporters so far. It's been the people who've taken part in the festival have really talked about it. So a couple of them joined us on Friday night, didn't they, Sarah? A couple of people joined us, and I really want to say thank you to some people. So I'm going to say these names out loud. Well done to, and although he didn't join us, Liam Foley, okay, Michael Caldwell, Sinead Watson, Jonathan Ramirez, Robert Gustafsson, Aaron Ryan, Stephen Quinn, Keith McCann, and there's a few others who are going to be joining us in a little while. So we have, and well done, yeah, I said Mark Stevenson, didn't I? MP Moho, yes, and John Mori Toko. I need to say that right. Is it Mori Toko? Yeah, you guys, Andrew Porter also, William Fisher. These people have literally taken up Challenge 3, made it really happen. The amount of conversations I've had with distilleries because of Challenge 3 has been great. Everyone in Challenge 2, their bottles will be out with them no later than the end of this week, which has been great. You know, so there was a first prize McConnell's. That was Challenge number 1, the prize of McConnell's. Second prize was Dunville's 1808. And the third prize was to join us for a whiskey tasting. So everyone else will get the whiskey tasting. If they've not received the packs, they'll get one for a fortnight's time. Okay, so well done, everyone. And look, Challenge 4 goes on online tomorrow. Keep an eye out for Challenge 4. Every challenge, there's something for you all to get involved in. And it doesn't have to be social media related. There's other things to be doing. Okay. I'm just seeing there's a lot of conversation there, Sarah, but like, I'm sorry if I just ranted on because I was really passionate.
Don't be worried about it.
Got really like full on.
That's it. But you're right in what you're saying. Like a lot of the Belfast Whiskey Festival is to do with word of mouth. There's been a lot of word of mouth marketing over the past while, so you do need to scream and shout about it and talk about it because it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah. And it is. And I did that. I mean, I mentioned that behind you have a cask. That looks really quite interesting.
My cask is tiny, and you sort of wound me up about the fact that I got a small cask. But as you know, I've just bought a house, so you know funds are tight. But I still look. It leaked a little bit, and around the back it leaked really slightly too.
That's steeping. That's perfectly fine. That's okay. It's that's a Hungarian oak one. So
that's the Hungarian oak.
Yeah, the Hungarian oaks steep a little bit more than the French, the French ones do.
But it smells incredible.
I'm sure it does. What's in yours right now? What are you marinating your cask in?
PX
sherry. Love it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But I mean,
pour that out and drink it. That's what you'd be doing.
I actually tried a little bit just to see what it was like after, because how long have I had that in now? 2 weeks. So I tried a little bit after 2 weeks, and it's amazing. Like the difference in even 2 weeks. Obviously, because the cask is a lot smaller, you know, it gets seasoned a lot quicker. But I did try it, and it was lovely. And I topped it up a little bit too, so it didn't dry out.
Good. So listen, I think there's about 20 people. Actually, there's more than that. I think there's at least 20 people doing the cask experiment program just now, which is interesting. Everyone's got a cask. They've all got different seasonings. So some people are using PX, some use Oloroso, some are using Madeira, some are using port, rum, red wine, white rum. There's lots of different people using different seasoning, and then we're going into using different whiskies. So we're looking at some. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone get any new spirit, but the rest of it will be aged spirits. So there's pot still, there's single malts, there's triple distilled and double distilled malts, there's peated malts, and there's some people who made blends. So it's a Class B experiment. It's based on the last year's experimental series that we used at the festival. There might be some of that in there, potentially. I'm not 100% sure. But it's just been nice to get people actually doing their own thing with whiskey, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far, Sarah. I think it's a lovely wee process to get on with, you know.
Yeah, once the whiskey goes in, it will be aged in my new house. So I'm just gonna have I'll not give my address out over this. I was gonna say I'll have that release with my address on it, and I'll have my very own whiskey, which is incredible.
Good. Brian says you can't handle 9 days in Rosie. Listen, you don't need to be here for the whole 9 days, you know. And Brian, once you've signed up, once you're in there, you know, you've got your ticket, and you can watch the festival. You can come back at any point and re-watch it. So it's all saved, it's all rerun. And unlike last year, the reason to move it to the new platform is actually we won't have to wait for that stuff to be, you know, to be backloaded. All of a sudden, once you've watched it, later on in the day, it'll be there for you to go and revisit. So no, you get some sleep. I'm going to say this: try and get as much sleep as possible. You know, try and don't need 50ml measures, guys. You don't need to drink all 50 mils. Take a
I
little
still
sip.
have some left over from last.
Take a little sip and enjoy it.
festival.
It's a reference point. It's a library. It's a reference point. Go and watch it, back and back again, months down the line. So we'll give you access to that.
And can I just give a wee shout out to Brian there, because he genuinely is like one of my biggest fans. Like he follows McConnell's, not my biggest fans, the brand's biggest fans.
Oh well, listen, I'm sure you have.
Follows McConnell's
fans
proper.
Also. I'm sure if you traded in brands, I'm sure if someone came in there, a big Diageo company came in and said, "Listen, Sarah, we know you're very good." You would have
all about the McConnell's.
You would hold on. You would have followers who would come with you. There's no doubt about that. It's good to see a good ambassador. Every event's comedy, clearly, obviously. You've got to have a bit of humour. Let's not make it dull and boring. Let's not do that. I don't know what do you mean by sticks? Are you talking? Is this a political thing? Are you talking about sticks up in Belfast? Are you talking about stickies? I don't know what you're talking about. Jason Murphy, yes, you need a week off. That's better. Get some sleep and take the week off. Everyone take the week off. Don't go to school. Do not, go to work. You know what I mean? Take the week off.
Sure, it's over. It's over the summertime.
Yeah.
Take it off.
Take the whole week off. Chris Crooks. That's what I'm talking about, son. Chris Crooks is on it. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. And look, we're looking forward to seeing Dragon Claw. 100%. Everyone's going to be talking about that.
Well, who's going to be hosting with you? Because there's no way you're going to be staying awake straight for 9 days.
Do you know what? Let's say that. Listen, you'll be lucky if you see my face during Whiskey Week. You know what I mean? That's one. It's going to be the one time where I hope we've got more people presenting than ever. We've got at the moment we've lined up 20 external presenters. These are 20 people from around the world. These are not 20 people from Belfast. These are not 20 people of my best friends. These are not 20 people who I rely on. These are 20 people from around the world who are whiskey enthusiasts. They've got whiskey in their DNA. That they've been talking about whiskey for a hell of a long time, and we're going to let them present with the different brands. They're going to be co-presenters, co-hosts, and yeah, a very eclectic, a very diverse group of people, women, men. There's no monkeys, there's no animals involved, but men and women. Do you know what I mean? And it's very diverse. People might not have English as their first tongue, and that's interesting. I mean, Belfast is a diverse place. We want to bring people to Belfast, and yet, we want that to go outwards also. Eric, I'm looking forward to you being there. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad that you want to be here also. You definitely don't need a new liver, because what I'm saying, William, is take it easy. Little bits here and there, take it easy. And you can go back to it. Think about this as being a long Christmas present. It starts off in July. All of those little drams will help you all the way through to Christmas. And Michael, I'm glad that you did that, son. 2-week holiday is not a bad shout. There you go. Oh, look, yeah, look, Connor, 100%, and people should have some stuff left over. The wee donkey isn't happening. Peter Bignell is definitely on the cards. Peter Bignell is definitely there, and he will be up for it, of course. Look, there's a couple of announcements I want to make, quite specifically. Kerry, you just can't make this stuff. If I can get Monkey, who is allowed to drink whiskey, maybe they have a wee, a guardian who says, we Mickey can drink a whiskey. Mickey and the Monkey can drink a whiskey. We'll see what happens. I just can't see that happening at this point in time, James. I'm not too sure. A mayor of the festival. You've lost the plot. Kit Charles. Kit Charles. I think it's Kit Charles. You don't mean mayor. Kit Charles is what's that word? He's like
Kit Charles definitely has a bit of a mayor-esque about him, doesn't he?
He's a mascot.
He could totally be the mayor.
A mayor? A mayor?
Yeah. Make him the mayor for a gig.
We'd be freaking having a mayor if he was the freaking mayor. So we would. Oh, look. Well, that was interesting. I tried to flick that one up, but there you go. I'll get you a wee monkey. Right. Cheers, Chris. Thanks for Chris. Love it. Love it.
Here, Paul, by the way, I'm sitting drinking McConnell's here, and I was see in our boxes, just wanted to add that we're going to put the McConnell's glass in.
Are you going to go for your own glass?
Our own glass. So if you buy a
Well,
ticket, you get a McConnell's glass, because I'm being tortured on my Instagram for where you can get the glasses and where you can get the hoodies and the t-shirts and
That's
everything
right.
that I wear. But oh, there's another sister of mine. My eldest
saying,
sister, Una.
I had to get that out there. Look at that. She's here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Who does she think she is? Who does Una think she is? Double barrel name. Listen, love.
Well, she has to keep the Kennedy in there, you know, have to fly all the sisters. I have one brother. I have one brother to carry on the Kennedy name.
Does she own an estate in Oxfordshire or something that she can double barrel that name? We know where you're from, West Belfast girl. We know where you're from. No messing about there with your double barrels. Only joking. Brian Redden, there's a bar in Cincinnati with a monkey that smokes cigarettes. That's pretty cool. But can he drink whiskey straight? Brian, just actually, we've got a thing with Cincinnati. We'll have that discussion, Brian. I'll message you privately regarding Cincinnati. Here we go. Yeah. Do you know what, Sarah? I am glad that you're going to put your glassware in because it's going to save me some of my glasses, which is great. No, I'm only joking.
And the glasses, like, I mean, Rosie from Tua was one of the first suppliers that I ever spoke to in my job. And she is just, like, she's so nice as well. Like, she's brilliant to work with, really easy. She contacts you all the time, make sure you're, like, you know the updates of where your glasses are. And then even whenever my daddy passed in January, she gave me a call. She phoned me like 3 times just to check on me and see how I was. So I actually feel like I made a really good friend in Rosie. So I just love these glasses. And that's why I want to share them with everybody who buys a ticket.
No, see, that's really good. And I'm glad, genuinely glad that you're gonna supply people with them through your box. There we go. Tony, you're at it again. There you go. Super. Thanks very much, Tony. Here, hold on. I'm having a conversation with Una. Una, you stick. Up the Westies, indeed.
Una's the boss. Una's the boss, Paul. You have to meet Una. Like, she'd fairly tell you what's that.
Here, right. Hold on. Andrew Galway. Still waiting on my phone call.
I have to say, he said he never got a call, so he's got a bone to pick with you, Paul.
I never called him. He told me he called me.
Well, he said that you didn't message him.
I've got to message him now. Hold on.
Well,
hold on till I message him here. Hold on a minute. Dead on. Stop talking. Right, Una, get Una off. Una's on here. Una, you're like.
Una needs to catch herself on.
You need to catch herself on. Una, you're, there's a thin line. There's a thin line here. Anyway, listen. A couple of announcements. We're putting out the White Pass. So I might have said this before. I might have mentioned it before. But the White Pass goes on sale on Wednesday. So White Pass goes on sale on Wednesday. And the White Pass is a pass that gives you access to the festival without having to buy any boxes, without having to buy any tasting sets. So that's really geared to people in literally the middle of nowhere. That people, maybe they just want to be nosy. Maybe they don't want to have, the complication of having drams in front of them. They just want to come on and listen. So the White Pass goes on sale here on Wednesday, along with the other passes. So the Blue Pass, the Green Pass, the Red Pass, and the Black Pass all go on sale on Wednesday again. Okay, and tomorrow or Wednesday, we're not 100% sure. There's also another thing that I'd like everyone to do, and we're going to encourage everyone to do this. And if you can encourage your friend upon friend upon friend upon friend to do this is really lovely if you can, is for them to go onto our website. So that's belfastwhiskeyweek.com. Pretty simple, that's belfastwhiskeyweek.com. And on that page, there'll be a link just to register. So it's a free link just to register. And all you have to do is register on there. I think you just have to provide, it's just your name and potentially an email address. I don't think you need anything more than that. They might maybe ask you for your age. So maybe it's, age as well. But 3 things really. Everyone who registers on that will be given an access free of charge to the festival when we run our tester session. So we have a tester session at the very beginning of June, and we're going to run that. So everyone, that is a free session. Everyone can come on for 6 hours in June just to see what the festival looks like, to give you an idea of what it looks like. Because actually, it's something very special that we've created. So we want people to see that, and we want that to go around the world. We literally want wee Emma up in Alaska to get involved in that. We want wee Joseph who's based out of South Africa to get involved. Anywhere in the world, and if we can get someone up on the moon, if we've got any astronauts out there who's up in SpaceX, whatever they're on.
Didn't the monkeys go up to the moon at one stage? If you get like a Belfast whiskey monkey.
Is a wee man from Tesla. His wee SpaceX went out there, the other day. Has he got people on there that can tune in? Look, just get involved. Come on, come on and get involved. Register. Come and see what this whiskey community looks like. Let's have a look at this big, festival, and let's put people, give people the opportunity to get involved. Thank you very much. It's a great idea. It is a good idea. It's a nice idea. Thank you very much, Andrew, and it is brilliant news. The idea is that this festival, although it's for Belfast and it's to bring people to Belfast and it's for the people of Belfast, it's just so big that anyone from anywhere can get involved, and it's really lovely that we're able to do that. We want to make it as accessible as possible to everybody, so hopefully people take that on board. And when will the McConnell's tickets go on sale? That's a good one. Individual ticket sales at the moment are scheduled to go on sale. They start to go on sale, so we know this, that some individual ticket sales go on sale on the 14th of May. Mm-hmm. So the 14th of May is when initial ticket sales for individual events go on sale. So, we will have that. We'll have a wee countdown towards those individual ticket sales. Some of those individual ticket sales might not go out on sale until the very end of May, but you'll have up until the end of June to purchase tickets. So ticket sales run from the 14th of May to the very end of June. At the end of June, all ticket sales cease. So there'll be no tickets being sold post the end of June. And that's for good reasons. We've got a lot of work that has to be done. In the whole month of June, there's a lot of work being done to make sure those boxes are being packaged correctly. And in the whole of July is when we anticipate sending out the packages. And remember, there's complicated component parts of the festival, that really need a lot of work done to them. So we've got to limit the amount of time that we have ticket sales for. So 14th of May, right the way through to the very end of June. You've got you've got these passes going on sale here on Wednesday, and we'll make sure that people are aware of that and what those passes entail. But again, what I would say is, if you didn't get a pass beforehand, don't be crying. These passes are really great value for money, well worth purchasing, well worth coming up with. And those that do have passes.
Well, see, if you bought a blue pass, like this is a question I don't really answer to.
I was about to answer it probably.
Sorry.
This is the answer. If the answer is this, that if you bought a pass and it gave you random tastings in those passes, those random tastings, you will know what those contents of those tastings are before the 14th of May.
So that you can buy smartly. You don't buy double tickets.
Don't buy double tickets. You will.
That's it. Oh, that was my question.
But it's just a question a lot of people have asked. They're like, how do I do this? How's that going to work? And I'm like, listen, you will have that information. You will have that information beforehand. You'll be able to see what events you're already, tagged into. And actually,
you make sure that I don't get a McConnell's one, because I'll be hosting the McConnell's one.
It'll be as random as it'll be as random. We're not going to be picking sides. It's purely done randomly. However, I would obviously then go and say that the year box quite specifically didn't have. And I'm glad I'm answering people's questions, because it's pretty straightforward, and Andrew, I'm glad you said that. Where is he? Look, Andrew, if during the festival that you're in Belfast and you want to come to one of the tastings, then we would be permitting you to come. We're not going to tell you to come. That's the problem, Andrew. You bring your box with you. These boxes are not going to be left on the table here, in the Duke of York. You bring it with you. And this is we're trying to make the festival as safe as possible. Doing it all at home is really important. And listen, if you're going to fly in from Cincinnati, go ahead. Make sure you've got your vaccination passports with you and everything else, so you don't have to quarantine. But could you imagine having to quarantine? This is a good one. If you play it right, I'm not telling everyone to do this, right? But this is hilarious. If you come from outside of the UK right now, and there's a quarantine period that you have to come to Belfast come to Belfast during the festival and stay at a Europa hotel, the Grand Central Hotel, wherever we're filming from, and just stay in the hotel. And guess what? That's where the festival's at. You know what I mean? So you can have a bit of banter in the hotel, like, you know, in your quarantine. Surely that's you're doing, you know, you're doing yourself a favour, like, you know what I mean? Quarantining in a festival, I think, is unreal. You know, I'm not telling you to do it, but maybe if you did it, it'd be funny. Do you know what I mean? I know one guy who's desperate to do it and to see if that's exactly what happens. So Andrew, if you're listening, if you have booked those flights already, I hope it happens. There's a guy, Andrew, from the States, who's definitely he's thinking about it just now. And look, Robert, I think you should make the flight. You were talking about coming over. Get the flight from Sweden. I don't know if you're in the green zone, the red zone, pink zone, whatever colour zone they've got at the moment. But pick a zone. But if you have to come here and you have to quarantine, do it during the festival. Could you just imagine the banter we would have? Do you know what I mean?
Una's question there: if she buys a ticket, then doesn't she get 20% off the Grand Central?
20% off. Who asked that question?
No, it's something percent off anyway, isn't it? There's a
percent off. Yeah, I mean, hold on. I can't know. I don't know what I don't know what the percentage is, but
there's something blank percentage off.
You know what? I mean, yes, we anticipate the deal that we have, hopefully with Hastings Group, is that there would be some sort of percentage off the rooms. Yes, that's the idea. So
in a bad ticket.
We want to give people the code for that as soon as possible. And I do believe I have a meeting with them this week, which is really interesting. And if we get that meeting sewn up, then we can put out the code for that, you know.
Mm.
So I don't exactly know what the percentage would be. And she didn't say 20%. Look.
No, I did. It was just,
you did, right.
I'm just used to hearing 20%, you know, whenever you use those Uni Days vouchers that you get and use on ASOS. It's usually 20%.
Jamie
my
Cotter,
fault.
I'm not 100% sure, mate, about Larne. I think Larne's is Larne on the black zone at the moment? I actually drove through Larne the other day, and I kind of just, I was nearly kept in Larne. You know, lovely people down there. So well done, Johnny, Phil. They tried to keep me in Larne. So I'm not too sure. Do you need a passport to get in and out of there? Grey Abbey definitely needs one. I've been down to Kirkcaldy a couple of times and been stopped in Grey Abbey. Are you locked in your room though? This is interesting. Are you locked in the room? I don't think so. I think you're in the hotel, you know. And listen, even if you are in the room, could you imagine we had room service sent up to you? Be class. Brian, you're in room number 19. We're down the stairs having a bit of Barney, you know, having a bit of crack. Do you know what I mean? And we send you up some whiskies. That's how you live during quarantine. Do you know what I mean? Be there.
Una and Louise need to meet each other. This would be a fabulous meeting. A fabulous meeting, Louise.
Maybe Louise,
in the Grand Central Hotel.
I know that Louise has already been offered. I mean, one of our friends within the Whiskey Club had already offered to share, you know, one of the stately rooms in the Grand Central with her. And I think she said no. I wasn't too sure if she said no. I can't remember. She said no. And look, Una, get the party going in the Grand Central is all I'm saying. Like, you know, get the party going. Why not? These people are having a right conversation with Larne and Kilwater now. I mean, Kilwater, is that how you say it? Kilwater. I have no idea how they say it out there, but it's bound to sound something like that. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, Sarah. Absolute pleasure. And I've really enjoyed it. It's been some crack, and I really, obviously, you know, I enjoy the whiskey. I think on the pub crawl that we had with McConnell's when they launched their product, I drank McConnell's in every bar, and I was making cocktails out of it. There wasn't a cocktail that I didn't try. That I didn't.
Plus, you were wearing your lovely jumper.
I've kept this jumper. You know what? I've got a couple, and I know that Robert was asking if you want this jumper, Robert. I can get you one of these jumpers. That's not a problem at all. I have the ways to make that happen. So I just love the detail it actually came out with. It's the printers that we used, absolutely brilliant. So this
stand up and give us a twirl. I haven't seen it.
Oh, come on, you did. It's class.
I'm only joking.
Look at the detail.
It is. I remember everyone's face when you walked in. It was like, please, wow,
it's actually quality.
Incredible. Yeah,
it's absolute quality. But listen, people have been asking. I haven't put the picture up yet, and I know someone has got one already. Because I know it gets sent out, and I'm wondering if I can show the picture of it here. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to
tell her it is available in Ballycastle, and now that we've got distribution through Anzac, it will definitely be in Ballycastle. Definitely.
Here, can't go wrong with Ballycastle. Like, it was good crack all night. Where is this wee picture? I took a wee picture the other day. And so we have t-shirts, and we have hoodies, and we have I call them sea bassies, but they're like the little puffer kind of paddy jacket things. I call.
Well, I still don't have my t-shirt yet. It's really upsetting.
Whatever. Don't crack up at me.
I'm not cracking up at you. I just love a t-shirt. So.
Right, I don't know if you can see this. Can it's probably too hard, but yeah, maybe it's too hard. Hold on, I'll try another way. Is that better? Can people see that?
Oh, is that a wee hip flask?
So our hip flasks, right? So that was a Cologne cult hip flask, right? Right. That went out. I don't know if you can see it, but we actually have our hip flasks for the festival in partnership with Swig. We have and all of our merchandise. So there's a hell of a lot of merchandise there for people to have. We've designed.
Everyone loves merch. Everyone loves merch.
Yeah,
what I've learned.
Our t-shirts. I don't want to talk too much about our t-shirts, but our t-shirts are in 3 colors. So our t-shirts are going to be in 3 colors. I know some people are like asking for a random color. Our t-shirts are in this magenta color that we have here, the style magenta. Yeah. And then we have a cream, which is also one of the colors of this year. And we have a kind of black, kind of charcoal. And they're the 3 colors of our t-shirts. And you'll have the Belfast Whiskey Week logo on the front of them. But on the back, there's something special. So we want people to get their t-shirts. Anyone who got a pass will get a t-shirt anyway. If you have not given me your sizes, keep on sending emails to make sure that we've got the right sizes for you. But yeah. And there's female tank tops. Someone asked for female tank tops, so we went out our way to.
It will be July, so it would be quite nice to have a tank top.
Yeah, so we've done that. We've got female size t-shirts, female tank tops. I think there's socks as well. I think I said that before. A pair of socks. So there's loads of cool wee things. Anyway. Thank you. Sláinte, indeed. And listen, thanks for everyone who turned up tonight. And listen, I'm glad you've enjoyed your bank holiday, and this was the last thing on for you to enjoy. So cheers, Sarah. Thank you. Good night.
No probs. Good to see you, Paul, again.
Cheers. Thank you.